Hi guys, and welcome to our WWE Crown Jewel 2023 prediction video. So I obviously am here. Adam is also here, although you can't see him. I am joined by a selection of WWE superstars, but Adam is indeed here to join me on his own channel today. Adam?
It's ironic. Yes, guys. Unfortunately, yes, I have not sorted out my webcam situation like I should have done from Fastlane, but been rather preoccupied. So, but I definitely will have a webcam for Survivor Series, and also I've come down with a pretty nasty case of laryngitis, so I can't speak for too long without getting coffee and croaky. So Callum will take the lead for this video, and obviously I will contribute with each of the match predictions. So yes, dear boy. Yes, so Crown Jewel, dear boy, go ahead.
Wonderful. First of all, well, I mean, obviously, well, I would ask you whether you're excited about it, but
Oh,
do
oh
you
yes.
have a few words to say about it?
Of course, yes. I mean, obviously, to begin with, the first few Saudi shows were terrible, like in 2018, 2019. But I think the last few have been rather good. Last year's Crown Jewel, I thought, was one of the best Saudi shows we'd had. You know, that main event with Roman and Logan Paul was incredible. And I think the card was very good too. So I'm looking forward to this year's one. I think we've got some very good matches lined up. I'm very excited for the main event for obvious reasons. Yeah. What about you, dear
Yeah.
boy?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's like basically like you said. Really, we've had some interesting Saudi shows before. Some not so good, some pretty good. So I think probably going to be a pretty good card in terms of wrestling. But anyway, let's get started. So first up, simple singles match. Nothing to it between Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest. So I mean, I'm not confused. I know why this feud is a feud. Obviously, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso won the tag team titles back at the last pay per view, and then lost them to Damian Priest and Finn Balor again. And I guess they're just continuing this feud. Cody's had things with Dominic and the Judgment Day pretty much through quite a bit of the middle to end part of this year. So yeah, I mean, I don't really see them wanting either of them to lose, in fairness, since Damian Priest has the Money in the Bank briefcase, and I don't think Cody Rhodes has technically lost clean at all since he returned. They've all been sort of something. I think he passed out to Brock Lesnar, but
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know really. It's a bit of a strange one. I don't really feel like they care too much about giving Damian losses since he's obviously lost with Finn Balor on occasion and lost himself on occasion. So I'm going to go for Cody Rhodes to win this one, I think. Adam?
Yes, I agree. This seems pretty straightforward. I think Cody Rhodes will win. There's not a lot more to say, really. Damien can take this loss. Like you said, he's Mr. Money in the Bank. It doesn't really affect him that much. But just seems like a weird match to put together, really. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it would be good, Damian Priest and Cody, but it just seems like a match you'd watch on Raw, not a pay-per-view. But whatever. I'm sure it'll be a good match. But still don't understand why Cody and Jay only had like a 2 week reign to tag team belts, and they just give it back to Judgment Day. Oh, but yeah, Cody Rhodes to get the win. Pretty straightforward.
People were starting to theorize the main reason that they gave Cody and Jay the tag belts was because they could then go over to SmackDown for that one episode where they beat who did they beat the LWO or something, so that Roman and Cody could have their stare down. Apparently, that's the main reason that they were given the tag
Oh,
belts.
I
Apparently,
mean, yeah, fair enough.
it would make sense, wouldn't it? Actually, anyway,
Yeah.
both with Cody Rhodes to win. Fair enough. Okay, another standard singles match with nothing on the line. We have John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. So this is John Cena's first singles match since he lost to Austin Theory at WrestleMania. He's obviously only had a handful of matches over the last few years, realistically, but he hasn't won a singles match for over 2,000 days, which I think is something that he said himself on SmackDown either yesterday, last night, or last week, something like that. He hasn't won a singles match for quite some time. So, yeah, Adam, you can go first in this one. Take it away.
Yeah. So obviously, like you said, they're building on. Well, they're building it around like John Cena. He hasn't won a singles match since 2018. Singles match on pay-per-view. Even though he did win at Fastlane with LA Knight, but I guess that was a tag team match, so it obviously doesn't count. Yeah, it's like if this is going to be John Cena's last match, I think he's leaving after this match, and he's been a full timer for the last month and a half, 2 months. So I think he's leaving good to go back to Hollywood after this match. So yes, this one's quite tricky because you could see both ways. John Cena finally gets his singles pay-per-view win after 4 years, 5 years. But does he put over Solo on the way out? Like, he makes Solo look like a big star. And I guess that John Cena's in the last few years of his career. He said even admitted that retirement's on the horizon. So maybe I was in his last few years. He wants to put over the new stars. That's what a lot of wrestlers do, isn't it? When they're coming close to the end of their careers, they help build the new talent, and Solo's definitely that. Oh boy, oh boy, this is hard actually because it's Saudi. John Cena gets a big win in front of the Saudi crowd, obviously, who love John Cena. But it would make Solo look so big if he beats John Cena. Although I think said Austin Theory beat John Cena and it meant nothing. Although that was dirty, not a clean win. If Solo beats John Cena clean, that's a big cool moment. Oh blimey. Oh Jesus. I'm gonna say John Cena. It's tricky, but I just think he's like, I need this win. I need this win. I think Solo, he can take the loss. He's still a big deal, I think, in the bloodline. But yeah, just give John Cena. Can't believe I'm saying this. Give John Cena his singles pay-per-view win. He's been waiting 5 years. So yeah, John Cena.
Yeah, I think I agree. I mean, obviously, they've had quite a bit of build to this match. It's been, they had the tag team match, like you said, at Fastlane with Jimmy and Solo versus Cena and LA Knight. And they've carried on their feud a bit when they both went to NXT a few weeks ago and they had that little brawl, and it's been building up. It's weird because I feel like in the bloodline, Solo Sikoa is the only one who's not going to have something strong to do going forward. Obviously, Roman's going to have his match with Cody, and then Jay and Jimmy are going to have something together probably later. Solo's the kind of one that stands out as a bit of a what's going to happen with him sort of thing. And I feel like if they're not really building him up to very much, then he can, take a loss to John Cena and have his, John Cena finally wins a match. It's the pop at Saudi, like you said, and then, he goes back off to Hollywood and maybe returns in another year or so, or when there's something, celebratory that it needs to be back for. But yeah, I think John Cena will win this as well. So I am with you on that one. So both for John Cena to win. Cool.
Woo.
Right, onto the title matches now. There are actually 5 title matches on the Crown Jewel card. The first of which, 5, yeah. The first of which is Io Sky versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Championship. So this was announced last night. Bianca Belair obviously returned on last week's SmackDown after being away for quite some time. Io Sky has been the champion for about 83 days now. She obviously cashed in Money in the Bank at SummerSlam when Bianca won the title in that triple threat with with Charlotte and Asuka. Yeah, I mean, Bianca coming back 1 week and then getting a title opportunity the next week is obviously, slightly annoying, I guess. But, I guess she was the person who lost it to Io with the cash-in, so it was going to happen at some point when she returned. But who should win? Well, not Bianca. I mean, realistically, Bianca for the past, maybe 3 years now, has pretty much always just been either the champion or the challenger. And I just feel like it's time for her to do something a little bit different because she's kind of starting to be like what Charlotte was in a way. And Io just needs a bit of a longer reign where it's not all just about Bayley. And it's all not just about damage control because it always just seems to be that Bayley's always getting involved and helping Io retain is what happened in the triple threat back at Fastlane. So I think Io Sky is going to retain because I don't think they're going to give it back to Bianca, and I still think there's stories to tell with Damage Control. Probably eventually it will be Io versus Bayley for the title at some stage, you would imagine. So Io has to retain for us to get there. That's it. Adam?
Yeah, I agree. I think Io Sky will retain. I think Bianca's, like you said, she should have been back 2 weeks and she gets a title shot. Oh, but yeah, I do get that. She wants her rematch because she lost the belt at SummerSlam in that triple threat. Well, when she got cashed in on. But yes, I think it'll be a very good match. These two, I'm sure these two had a match in NXT. I think it'll be a very good match. When one of the two women were NXT champion. Was Bianca Belair NXT champion?
No, she wasn't.
Oh no, she wasn't. Maybe it was Io Sky then. And anyway.
Io Sky was because I think Io Sky beat Charlotte, didn't she? When Charlotte was the champion, beat Rhea way back when.
Yeah, in 2020. Yeah, I don't like how they're booking Io Sky. Like you said, she deserves better than needing help to retain with Damage Control. Like every defense. Io Sky is an amazing wrestler, man. She shouldn't be booked as a cowardly heel that needs help to retain. I don't like that. So, but I think it'll happen here. I think Bianca will have Io Sky beat, and then out come Damage Control to help. Oh, so yeah, Io Sky retains, but I do think eventually we will get Bayley versus Io Sky, maybe at the Rumble or WrestleMania even. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, Io Sky to retain.
Okay, both with Io Sky. It's got the same pick so far, although these Saudi shows generally are one of the more predictable kind of shows. Next up, another title match for the WWE United States Championship with Rey Mysterio defending his belt against Logan Paul. So obviously, Rey Mysterio beats Austin Theory on a random episode of SmackDown. A little while ago, he's had a defense against Theory and a defense against Santos Escobar. But now we probably have the biggest threat to his title reign, I would say. Logan Paul called him out after his fight with Dylan Dennis the other weekend. And here we are. So it is your turn to go first, Adam. So please don't make me cry with your prediction.
Well, yes. So yeah, this is Logan Paul's chance at now the US belt, like you just said. And I think it's a very good chance he's going to win. He's had a very good year. Let's not forget, he had that great match of Seth at WrestleMania. He had that fun match of Ricochet at SummerSlam. And now he's back for a US title shot. Of course, like we said last year, he had that amazing match with Roman. So he's definitely proved he can hang there. He belongs in this world, Logan Paul. And yeah, you'd say Logan Paul is probably the favorite, but he's still feuding with Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me thinks Ricochet's gonna cost Logan the match. Because he wants revenge after what happened at SummerSlam, because Logan cheated, didn't he, with those knuckle dusters. So maybe, just maybe, Ricochet comes out and costs Logan the match, because I still think Santos Escobar will be the one that dethrones Rey. Ooh. So this is a shout, and I might be wrong here, but I'm actually going with Rey Mysterio to retain, because I think Ricochet will, like I said, will cost Logan Paul the match, and then we'll maybe get Logan Paul and Ricochet in like a big hardcore match at Survivor Series, and then Rey goes on to lose to maybe Santos Escobar. So yeah, I'm gonna say that. I might be wrong. Logan might just win his first belt. Oh God, but yeah, I just, something's telling me Ricochet's gonna cost the match. So yeah, Rey Mysterio to retain.
Yeah, I've actually got the exact same idea as you.
Oh.
To be honest, look, I thought it was weird to see Logan Paul on Raw this week, because I thought, when he's feuding with Rey, so he doesn't really have any reason to be there. But obviously, he went to antagonize Ricochet's fiance, Samantha Irvin, the ring announcer. She could even get involved in the match. Because obviously she's basically joining the feud now with Ricochet and Logan Paul. But yeah, exactly like you said, Logan Paul beat Ricochet dirty at SummerSlam, and it's just, obviously it's not over between them. So I mean, it could be for the US title, but obviously Ricochet's on Raw, so that doesn't quite work. But yeah, so obviously if they're going to have another match again, I imagine it will be that Rey Mysterio retains. Obviously, I hope Rey Mysterio does because obviously I'm a huge Rey Mysterio fan. But to be fair, if Logan Paul wins, I'd be interested to see what he does with it. But at the end of the day, that would mean that technically, Logan's a part-timer. Technically, when he has a match, he does come and he does full-time until the match, sort of. So I can't imagine he'd have a long reign if he did keep it, if he did win, because obviously it would mean that both singles titles on SmackDown would be held by part-timers, and obviously that's not going to be a good thing for the show. So I also don't think they want to do that either, because obviously wrestling's not Logan Paul's life. But that being said, Rey Mysterio to retain through some means of probably Ricochet or Samantha Irvin or something like that. But I do reckon Rey is going to walk out with the championship.
All right, I can just see. I can just see it now. This is not going to age well. Like this time next week, Logan Paul's got the US belt. Oh no! Well, not this time.
Yeah, and
I'll be
crying in front of the TV. Anyway, next up, we have the World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth frickin' Rollins and Drew and McIntyre. I'm playing the part of Adam today, just in case you were wondering.
I'd love to do that, but I
can't. So yeah, there we go. I mean, obviously Seth frickin' Rollins had his two matches with Shinsuke Nakamura. Then the Raw after Drew McIntyre came out and simply said, "Crown Jewel, let me challenge you to a match." Seth agreed, and we have the match. Obviously, Drew McIntyre has been teasing this kind of heel turn for the last few weeks. Saying that he's only kind of going to do something when it benefits him, although he's not full heel yet. So yeah, this is a hard match to call because Drew McIntyre had a really tough 2023. He's been out of the picture a while because there was contract disputes. He had the triple threat with Sheamus and Gunther at WrestleMania that he was pinned in.
Yeah,
I think, and then he lost to Gunther at SummerSlam. I think was it for the in the title match, and
he
just had a bit of a bad year, really. So it would be quite nice for him to actually just win with the title. But then Seth Rollins has had a 150 plus day reign. He's been doing a very quite a solid job with it as well. I don't actually know what to say about this. I feel like if Seth Rollins won this, then Drew would then go full heel after the match. And then maybe they'd have another match down the line where Drew could then win.
Yeah.
But then does Seth need to retain? I feel like if his title reign ended here, I could probably safely say that it was a pretty good title reign. He's defended it on lots of Raws, pretty much every pay-per-view since he won it. And then also on NXT as well, I think he defended it someone as well, Ron Breaker, I think. So, I'm gonna go for Seth freaking Rollins to retain.
Oh.
Yeah, but I haven't gone for anyone to. Do I think anyone's gonna lose the title at Crown Jewel? I feel like if anyone is going to lose it, it's going to be Seth, but I still think he's going to win. Yeah. Over to you, Adam.
Yeah, I do think there will be one title change, just one, maybe a big one. And I think it'll either be Logan or Drew wins. So, this is tricky. Like you said, Drew's not had a great year with the contract disputes, losing to Gunther twice. But they were great matches. Let's not forget, he still has great matches. Sure. And I know it was over a year ago, but still, that loss to Roman Reigns, I still think they did a lot of damage in Cardiff last year. Never really recovered from that, in my opinion. But anyway, he's back in the world title picture. It's been a while. Yeah, facing Seth. I'm down for it, definitely. I think it's going to be a great match. These two had a match when Drew was champion back in 2020 at Money in the Bank. It was an amazing match in the lockdown era. This one is tricky, man. I think I could very much see Seth retaining, but I don't want to see Drew lose again. It'll break my heart if I see him getting curb stomped and beaten again. No. Oh, and then they've kind of teased the cash in. Like, wasn't there a cash in attempt? And Drew stopped.
Yeah.
Drew stopped the cash in. Like, no, no, you don't. And we've also seen Drew talking to Rhea Ripley backstage.
Yeah,
So
Judgment Day. Yeah.
part of me thinks Drew's got something going on with the Judgment Day. That'll so something's going to happen at the end of this match with Drew and the Judgment Day. Oh, okay. This is a shout. I'm probably going to be wrong, but Drew McIntyre beats Seth for the championship because I think Seth's had a great reign. He can lose it. So yeah, he's always had a good reign now. Yeah, the matches against Shinsuke and Finn. Oh, good. Okay, but I'm going to say Drew wins it here. Big Claymore, but then he gets cashed in on. So Drew gets.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it works. Drew gets the belt. He's like, yes,
man.
I'm back, laddies, I'm back. And then Damian Priest, boom, cash in, 1, 2, 3. I know we've predicted a Damian Priest cash in for like the last 3 shows and it hasn't happened,
Yeah.
but I think Saudi's a big show. So yeah, Drew beats Seth, and then he gets cashed in on. Yeah. Okay, that's my prediction.
Fair enough.
Poor Drew.
All right, so that is the first difference that we have on the card so far, which is nice because I'm assuming we're probably going to have the same 2 for these last 2 title matches as well. Right, this one's a long one, so we have a fatal 5-way for the Women's World Championship with the champion Rhea Ripley defending against the returning Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, this. Obviously, Rhea's been feuding with Raquel for a decent amount of time. They were having the title match on an episode of Raw. Nia Jax came back and cost Raquel the match and attacked both of them. And Raquel was out for a little while because she was like a little, and I think I think Nia Jax and kayfabe injured both of them. And then Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark somehow entered the fray. I'm not really specifically certain how they ended up being here, to be honest with you. But there was a massive brawl between all 5 women on Raw this week. Yeah, it just seems like a strange way of trying to get more women on a Saudi card. Instead of having multiple matches, you just take 5 women and throw them in the same match and have them on a, make it groundbreaking in a Saudi show. So interesting. But you have first pick here, dear boy. So who are you predicting to retain? I mean, win.
Well, excuse me. Well, I think it just should be a fun match. Fatal 5-way. It's going to be big. Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Rhea, the big powerhouses. Zoe Stark and Shayna have like more the technical submission type. So it's going to be a big clash of styles. I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. Who's going to win, though? I think it's quite obvious. I'm going to say Rhea Ripley. I don't think she's losing the belt till, I think, at least early next year. Maybe she holds it all the way to WrestleMania. And I'm glad Rhea Ripley's having a defense again, because I've said her title reign has been so stop-start. She has like 1 defense, 2 months, nothing. 1 defense, 2 months, nothing. So this is good. And maybe hopefully she has another defense at Survivor Series. But yeah, should be a very good match. I think Rhea Ripley will retain. But yeah, but if Nia Jax pulls off a shock win, I wouldn't be shocked. But yeah, pulls off a shock win, I wouldn't be shocked.
Obviously.
That makes no sense, Adam. But yeah, if I can see, but I can see a cheeky Nia Jax winning because she obviously she only came back a little bit ago, didn't she? But yeah, Rhea Ripley to retain.
Yeah, I mean, exactly the same. I mean, she's been champion for 209 days. Obviously, since she beat Charlotte at WrestleMania. So it's interesting, obviously, that she is where she is. But yeah, she's finally having a defense against 4 of the women. Probably the biggest challenge she'll have had to her title reign so far. But you want to try and make your champions look strong, so you have them win these big matches, and then. Like you said, it'll be sometime next year, probably maybe WrestleMania or the Rumble at the earliest. Maybe it's against Becky because I think that's what the what most
Yeah,
people are kind of asking for and talking about at the moment. And obviously,
yeah,
Becky just lost the NXT Women's Championship in the week, so she'll be coming for something else soon. So yeah, Rhea Ripley will probably retain, and then obviously will further down the line something else will happen. Maybe Nia Jax at some point will win it in a singles match again. Maybe there's a feud that's built in from this match. But yeah, Rhea Ripley to retain, I think here. And then finally, probably what we are going to assume is the main event, because this person will
yeah.
always be in the main event, you would imagine. We have the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match between the Tribal Chief, head of the table, Roman Reigns, and LA Knight. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, a bit like the John Cena and Solo match, this has been kind of linking in there. We had LA Knight and Cena beating Solo and Jimmy. At Fastlane, Roman Reigns came back for the first time since SummerSlam, I think, which was about 2 or 3 months realistically he'd been away for, and said to John Cena, "Are you challenging me?" And Cena was like, "Nah, I haven't earned it, but this person has." LA. And then they had obviously a bit of a oh god, they had a bit of a promo battle, and they chat a bit. Last night was a contract signing. LA Knight hit the blunt force trauma onto Roman Reigns last night.
Interrupted his entrance.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to see LA Knight have his. Is this the push that people were talking about? Before, around, what was it? Before or after SummerSlam that people were talking about for LA Knight. Obviously, it's a big rub for him to be in a undisputed title match with Roman Reigns, but there's obviously a very clear winner out of this match. Hopefully, it won't do too much damage to LA Knight's popularity. I don't think it will. And his status, but obviously we can assume that Roman Reigns is going to walk out of this event with the undisputed Universal Championship still over his shoulder, because assumingly, obviously, we had the stare down between Roman and Cody again a few weeks ago on SmackDown that we mentioned earlier, so we can assume that's probably going to be the direction the WWE take for WrestleMania, and we've said for ages that'll probably be where Roman ends up losing the belt, so he'd need to win here. But I am excited for the match. I'm excited to see, how much offense LA Knight can get in, and whether there's bound to be some close near falls and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, but obviously Roman Reigns is likely to retain here, you'd expect.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. As much as it pains me to admit, Roman Reigns is definitely retaining. As much as I would love LA Knight to be the one that dethrones Roman, could you imagine the pop would be gigantic? I mean, obviously, LA Knight's been becoming one of my favorite guys. I mean, the last few months, I've loved his slow rise to the top of the card. Obviously, the Miz match at Payback with John Cena as special guest referee. He won that Battle Royal at SummerSlam, teaming with John Cena at Fastlane. So they're very high on him. His merch sales are through the roof. The crowd love him. He's just great. He exudes just so much natural charisma. I love the guy. And last night he proved he could hang up there with Roman. Like when he came out and interrupted him, and he kind of like owned him at the contract sign. Like he sat at the head of the table. It was great, man. It's so well done. They've made LA Knight look like $1,000,000 in the build up to this match. But so yeah, and I think he's gonna have a good match with Roman. I think, but yeah, I think it'll be like every other Roman Reigns match. It'll probably go 20, 30 minutes. Roman will dominate large portions of it, but then LA Knight will still get his moves in. There'll be a few close falls, and surprise, surprise, at the end, Roman will be about to get beat. He'll be about to be pinned, and just a hunch, Callum. He needs help to retain because we've never seen that before. Yeah, the last pay-per-view that Roman Reigns retained clean was the Royal Rumble against KO. Sami Zayn, Cody, and Jay. He needed help with all three of those defenses, otherwise he was going to get beat. And I think it'll be the exact same here. LA Knight will be about to win, and then Solo or Jimmy will come out and cost LA Knight the match. Oh, but I do not think this will be the end of LA Knight's push. I think they'll still he'll probably be in the War Games match at Survivor Series, and I think he might be a strong favorite for the Rumble. LA Knight, I think he'll definitely be up there for one of the favorites for the Rumble next year. So this definitely won't be the end of his push. I think this is just the beginning of LA Knight's big push, like a massive match with Roman. But he won't win. But I think as long as he has a good account of himself, which I'm sure they'll let him do, yeah, he'll be a good match, definitely. Just
agreed. Just a quick note: there is no IC title on this card, so Gunther is not defending. I think for the third straight pay-per-view since SummerSlam. So that's interesting. And no tag belt. We've got Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest, but we don't have Jay and Finn as part of the match for the titles. So that's probably a little bit strange. And then the women's tag titles, well, I don't actually know what's going on there. I'm fairly certain Chelsea Green's been champion for over 100 days now without a defense. So that's cool. Anyway, I don't think we're going to expect any more matches on the card. There are already 7. So that'll probably about round it off, I would say. So, yeah, any last comments, Adam, before we wrap up?
No, I agree with Gunther. Like, what are they doing? I know he had a defense against Bronson Reed a few weeks back, and Ciampa, so he's having TV defenses. But why aren't they giving Gunther pay-per-view defenses? I don't get it. Like you said, his last one was Drew at SummerSlam. Come on, I don't like that. Yeah, he has having a great reign, obviously record-breaking reign, longest IC champion of all time. But he should be having more pay-per-view matches, in my opinion. Like when he does lose the belt and we look back at his reign, we're all going to say he should have been given more pay-per-view matches because Gunther's amazing. Like he's one of the best wrestlers in the company. So, but anyway, yeah, hopefully he has a defense at Survivor Series. But yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Yeah, I mean, exactly like you said. I mean, he had a lot of pay-per-view matches towards the start, and people were talking about his reign quite a lot. But I feel like it's fizzled out. Like people are kind of forgetting about him a little bit now because he's not being put, especially on pay-per-views and stuff. But anyway, that's something for another day. Right. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. Adam will be back with his review of Crown Jewel on the Sunday after the event.
Probably be the Saturday.
Oh, probably the Saturday evening, maybe. Ooh.
No, because it's
of course, because it will be earlier in the day, won't it? Yeah,
5 o'clock here in the UK. 5 o'clock.
We don't have to stay up till 4 a.m. to watch the show. Hey, woohoo! So yeah, I might be back on the Saturday with his review. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and we will see you all soon. Hope you enjoy Crown Jewel. Thank you for joining me, Adam.
Whose channel is this?
It's mine now.
Yes, thank you for watching, guys. Like I said, I'll be back with my review on Saturday. And then me and Callum will be back for our Survivor Series War Games. Even if it is War Games this year. Survivor Series prediction video, probably in a few weeks' time. So yeah, thank you guys. And we hope you all enjoy Crown Jewel. Bye. Yeah.
Yeah.